Hi, I'm Tinny from Mini Bowl Design, and today I'm going to cook spaghetti. And I've got a new way I'm going to try to do it. I haven't tried it before. This is a trial run. So I've got some angel hair pasta. It's just really small diameter spaghetti. And I've got some hamburger gravel. And I've got some dehydrated Prego traditional spaghetti sauce. So I think probably the priority here first thing is to get the hamburger gravel rehydrating. So I'm going to start with that. I'm using an atomic stove today. And I went out this morning and built up a good fire out in the factory, and that's what I built. It was atomic carbon felt. I was all out of those. So that's what I built, and then we went to Newport and did some grocery shopping, and now I'm back here making my afternoon video of spaghetti. Okay, we'll get this fired up. Ignition source. Don't forget to prime it. Okay. Kavoof. Now, I'm going to put a cup of water in here. So that should be enough for the hamburger gravel and for the spaghetti sauce. I'm not doing a lot of spaghetti sauce. I'm only doing probably less than a cup. So, put a little in there for good measure. That should do it. Okay, and I'm just going to throw a handful of gravel in here. I'm not even going to measure it. You know, that was like 3 tablespoons maybe. Who knows? Okay, we're in. Now, once that comes to a boil, I'm going to, I think once it comes to a boil, I'm going to set it off to the side and let it rehydrate for a while. And while it's doing that, I think I will get the spaghetti going. And then while those two are rehydrating, I think I'll do the sauce. I think. I'll turn the camera back on. Okay, our dehydrated hamburger is boiling. So the next thing we need to do is get the spaghetti going. So what I'm going to do with that is, once again, this is angel hair pasta. This is the really small diameter spaghetti. It works way better to rehydrate than the full-size spaghetti does because it's just thinner, more surface area, and it cooks up a lot better, a lot faster. Okay, I'm going to put this in here, and I'm going to put enough water on it to cover it. And I'm going to bring that to a boil, and then I'm going to take it off and let it set for a while, just like I am with the hamburger. Okay, we'll bring that to a boil. When that comes up to a boil, I'll turn the camera. Okay, we've got the spaghetti that just came up to a boil. Now I'm going to take that off and let it rehydrate with the lid on it. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to work on my spaghetti sauce. So let's trade places here. And get this back up to a boil. Now, my spaghetti sauce is nothing more than Prego that's been dehydrated. And it comes off like fruit roll-ups, basically. And I don't know how this is going to rehydrate. I really have no idea. I've never done it with actual spaghetti sauce. But we'll find out here in just a minute. This will be back up to a boil pretty soon. In fact, I can start throwing some in there now and let it start rehydrating. I don't know how much to put in. I'm just basically winging it. I don't want to get all done. I'll know how well I did by how thick the sauce is. I think I want about 2/3 of this, but I'm not really sure. So, once I get this so it's thick, I'll turn the camera back on because this is going to take a while. I'll let you know how long it takes. But I think this is going to take a little while. Okay, I think my spaghetti is pretty much done. Now, I used about a cup of Prego when I did this, cup and a half actually. And I used 2/3 of what was in here, so I put about a cup back in. I put a cup of water in there. Between that and the hamburger, I think I nailed it because you can see it's nice and thick and it tastes good. It doesn't taste a lot different than it did when it came out of the can. And I think this will travel really well. This would be a special treat if you had the time. I'm going to call this a advanced cooking video because there's a fair amount of work here to get this all done. Now I'm going to drain the water off of the spaghetti. If I was out in the wild, I'd just walk off the edge somewhere and drain it on the ground, but we're up in my bedroom, so I don't want to do that. Up in my studio. And try to get as much water out of this as you can. The more you can get out of it, the better it'll be. Okay. There's my spaghetti. I'll set this off to the side. Look at the spaghetti. My spaghetti's, I believe it's ready for sauce. So let's marry these two together and see what we've got. I probably made way too much sauce for one person. I'm going to say if you use a cup of water and then put enough of this in to rehydrate it till it's thick, that's probably enough for spaghetti for probably 2 servings anyway. I might even put a little bit more in because I've got some extra. Yeah, probably 2 servings. So it'd probably be more like a half a cup for 1 serving, but you know you're going to eat 2 or 3 servings, so I'd go with a cup. Okay, now this smells really good, and it looks really good. I guess the proof is in the pudding, but yeah, that looks good. Smells good, looks good. So, I guess we're going to have to try it. I really don't have the proper tools here to eat spaghetti, but I broke it up into short lengths, so it's much easier to eat. I broke it up into lengths about 3 inches long, and it's hot. It's just like it would be at the kitchen table. Now the hamburger makes a huge difference to me personally in the overall flavor and texture of it. You could do it with just sauce, but if you can get the hamburger in, it definitely makes a big difference. Makes it a little more body, a little more texture, just a lot more flavor. Now I don't recommend putting the hamburger right in with the sauce because the hamburger takes a lot longer to rehydrate than the sauce. So if you put the hamburger right in with the sauce, you're going to end up with really coarse, crunchy hamburger. You don't want that. This is actually a little bit better than the macaroni and cheese meal I did the other night, and that one was real good. This is surprisingly good. Takes a little more work, but you really get a superior product for your time. And the Atomic is the one I would use for this because you got a fair amount of cook time between bringing this to boil and that for a boil and then bringing this back and simmering it. And when I did the sauce, I kept it on the heat as much as possible and kept stirring it while it was bubbling to get it to rehydrate. I'm Tinny from Mini Bowl Design. Get out and hike, take a friend, enjoy the great outdoors, and more important than anything, try to have some fun today and try to have a really great day. Bye-bye.